Hello everyone, welcome to the IAS Mentor World History series. In this video, we are going to analyze the issues related to United Nations, chapter number 13. We are almost about to finish World History series. Let us see United Nations, what are the causes and what are its achievements and its limitations. Before entering into this, a small announcement for you. The IAS Mentor is about to start mentorship program. For further details, please follow the channel. This United Nations, what is the purpose of United Nations? It is an organization. One organization was created in 1945 called United Nations. What is the purpose? What happened in 1945? From 1939 to 1945, World War II took place. How many deaths? 8 crore directly. Then how many people traumatized in post-war condition? Many people. Even soldiers were also afraid, terrified whenever they visualize the cruelties during the war period. That's humanity has never seen such kind of destruction. In just a fraction of seconds, when America released atomic bomb on city Hiroshima and later Nagasaki, another bomb, in a fraction of seconds, lakhs of people died. More than 1 lakh vanished within seconds, and the entire city became a plain area. That means as if there was no city at all earlier. Completely destroyed. And after the effects, many people suffered. Even today also, people are suffering from this. Why? Why people paid this much price? For the ambition of some people who want to achieve victory, who wanted to grab more land, who wanted to eliminate people for his glory. In the name of nation, they committed crimes. This is what people behaved very inhumanly in the name of success, in the name of superiority, in the name of victory. Humanity don't want to see once again. Humanity already witnessed in 1914 to 1919, already it has seen in the form of World War I. One organization was also created in 1919, League of Nations. But League of Nations is not able to solve the problems between countries, between nations. As a result, once again, nations started fighting with each other. The failure of League of Nations led to World War II. Now this time, once again, one more effort made by the leaders of that time period to create another organization called United Nations. Now this time with more powers than League of Nations and also with more lessons learned from the mistakes happened earlier. The main purpose is to avoid such war, to establish peace. Between countries, border disputes will be there. Within countries, Some people may behave very ruthlessly towards their own people. Human rights get violated. But there is a mechanism that how to establish peace through diplomacy. Civilized way of deciding the issue. Civilized way of solving the disputes between two countries is through diplomacy. That is the purpose. Now, United Nations over a period of time became very, very strong organization. To its credit, it is able to achieve its goal, that is avoiding another global war, World War III. 1945 to 2025, 80 years. In the 80 years of journey, it has many of its achievements. Some limitations are there. That's where present day countries are debating how to reform it. With respect to UPSC examination, it generally mixes with current affairs. That India's desire to become permanent member in United Nations, what kind of advantages are there for India, and why there is a requirement of reformation in United Nations. Let us see this one by one. See the website of this. This is the website of United Nations. And in this video, you can also go through the website and you will see this video. You will witness some of the achievements of United Nations. The purpose is to resolve the conflict between countries, to maintain peace. Otherwise, once a nuclear war happens and we don't know whether human beings will survive or not. Albert Einstein used to say that, I don't know with what weapons World War III is going to happen. Because World War III means with most advanced technologies, artificial intelligence, with more defense missiles, drones, chemical weapons, a lot of advanced weapons are going to come. He said, I do not know what weapons are going to be used in World War III. If that happens, but definitely World War IV, people are going to fight with sticks and stones. That means what? After World War III, people will go back to the Stone Age. Then what is the purpose of this much evolution in human species? We human beings only, with our own emotions, with our own greed, we are destroying ourselves. That's where United Nations role, not to happen that everyone have a chance to live peacefully on the earth, and no one should punish, no one should become the victim of somebody's greed or somebody's expansionist policies. This is how website looks. Different bodies. You can go through different pages, information. Through images, if we see, this is how it looks. United Nations. You can see this. This how. If we go a little bit back. Inside, this is how the headquarters of United Nations, New York City, looks like. Court of Justice. So this is how. It created a system. Now, from 1945 onwards, let us see. This is the map. UN since 1945. This is world of 1945. We will see different evolution of different organizations. What is the purpose of organizations? Like this. Now, United Nations is there in this location, New York. World War III should not happen. First of all, why World War II happened? Political disputes were there. Political disputes. In World War I causes, World War II causes, we have seen in our videos that one example, there is a dispute between France and Germany. World War I happened when there is a dispute between Germany and France. Alsace-Lorraine was a place taken by Germany after 1870. France was not happy. It is waiting to take it back and wanted to take revenge against Germany. Next, in World War II, in World War I, France emerged victorious. Germany was defeated. Harsh penalty was imposed on Germany. Germany's territories were taken. Germany was punished. Again, Germany wanted to take revenge against France. It led to rise of strong leaders, fascist leaders like Hitler, and led to Second World War. He attacked France in the Second World War. He wanted to expand his empire as much as possible. Now, that means territorial disputes. Territorial disputes, if there is no diplomatic channel between two countries, when two families share the same border, sometimes disputes do arise. Similarly, when two countries share boundary, some dispute definitely will arise. In order to settle the dispute, countries should not resort to military. Now, in this case, Germany felt that now because I am militarily weak, that's why my land is taken. Now I should become militarily powerful. France felt I am militarily weak, that's why I was defeated and my land is taken. I should become militarily very strong. Even today also it is happening. Because when it comes to ideal world, these organizations are created with idealism. Then only humanity will move towards achieving those ideals as much as possible. If there is no such system at all, then very crude way of settling dispute is through fight. Earlier, people were fighting with direct hands, and later swords came. With the swords, they killed each other. Later, guns came. They started killing with guns. Now, nuclear weapons came. With a nuclear weapon, they kill. That is a hard way of settling dispute. Anyway, humanity, like an animal way of settling disputes. There is no difference between humans and animals if everyone settle their disputes with a fight and swords and guns. And that is how it happened. And as a result, when the weapon in the hand becomes more technologically advanced, the damage is going to be more. And it is not that only opponent is going to get affected. Now both parties are going to get affected. That's where humanity will come. Humans are not animals. Like animals, we should not settle the dispute with a hard power. There is a channel called diplomacy. Through discussions also we can resolve the disputes without fighting. But before World War I and World War II, the natural order was like this. That's why they wanted to, after Second World War, we don't want this kind of attitude in solving the disputes. Let us resolve through diplomacy. Diplomacy. All countries will be represented in this body. So far, 193 countries are there. Suppose if Germany and Japan, had it been, United Nations was there in 1919 or 1900, now both United Nations, Germany and France can approach United Nations and they can try to resolve the dispute between them through diplomacy. Heated exchange may be there. People may abuse each other, but they will not fight. They will not destroy each other. Now 193 countries are there. If there is any dispute, first chance is there. They can go to United Nations and they can complain and they can take care. But who is there to take the complaint? Is there any organization? League of Nations was created after World War I. But who is there to entertain the complaints? When Italy wanted something, who will give them? When Japan wanted something, who will give them? When China complained, who will give them? When India complained, who will respond there? In case of United Nations, in League of Nations, that system was not there. In United Nations, UNSC, United Nations Security Council was created. Security Council was created. When Security Council was created, now who is this members? 5 members were chosen as powerful members who have the capability to resolve these disputes. If there is any dispute between two countries, if one of the party member go to United Nations, and there should be some organization to resolve this dispute. If there is no mechanism, then why people will go and why they respect United Nations? So those parties must be powerful, and these party must fearful of the consequences if they don't follow United Nations charter. Now, 5 members are given very powerful position. Powerful position is given. That means responsibility is given. There is a famous sentence. It is even essay also. Responsibility, power comes with responsibility. Greater power comes with greater responsibility. Exactly, this was the essay. It was asked in 2015-16 that time in UPSC essay. Greater power comes with greater responsibility. Now, these are the powerful position, powerful countries of that time period given important positions. Who are they? UK, USA, USSR, France, and China. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 members. Now, out of 193 members, only 5 members are given this position, responsible position. Today, this is 193. But when this was formed in 1945, United Nations Organization was formed. At that point of time, these many nations are there. There were colonies. For example, in 1945, India as a nation not there. India was a colony of United Kingdom. That means if United Kingdom is represented, means Indian people are also represented there at that time. But after India got independence, now United Kingdom is very small country. India is big country. India's population is more. India's economy is now bigger. Now, still 1945 order only should we continue? These were United Nations reforms. Now, there are countries more powerful than this. United Kingdom, France, USSR. USSR itself dissolved into 15 countries in 1991. Russia is given that responsibility. Now, these are called 5 members, 5 permanent members of Security Council. So, what is the purpose? Let us see the purpose, then what is the need of reformation? Now we will understand. The purpose is at that point of time they are very powerful. If there is any kind of dispute, these powerful countries must come together to resolve the dispute so that World War III will not happen. That is the purpose of this. And because of this, they were able to influence the global politics, and because of this organization, they were able to solve many disputes also. They were able to maintain peace also. This is called United Nations Security Council. They are called 5 permanent members. But to represent others also, there is another mechanism in UNSC called non-permanent members. 10 non-permanent members are also represented. So that 5 permanent members, 10 non-permanent, total 15-member council will be there. If there is any kind of problem in the world, they will take care. Now you observe this, a new kind of development, something called global governance or global ministries are about to emerge now. For example, when you talk about Germany unification, Germany containing many states, German kingdoms. More than 300 kingdoms emerged into one state. Earlier 300 states are there. Now 300 states means what? 300 kings. Now when 300 kings are there, continuous fight among them. Now when there is unity, there is one king. Less chances of fighting within the countries. Less chances, people will fight, but not like this. Unity, now 300 kings, 300 ministries. Now here, one ministry, one council of ministers. Here 300 council of ministers. Now how much money will go waste when it comes to running this administration? Now it becomes easy. What is happening now? In order to maintain peace, now moving towards unity. Now replace this 300 kingdoms with small. Now that time they are called kingdoms. Now we are calling nations. How many? 193 nations. Now 193 nations are fighting with each other in one or the other place. China, Taiwan, China, Japan, India, Pakistan, USA, Russia, Ukraine. Happening? That's where. Now when 300 kingdoms were there in Germany, when they united, they got unity and no reason for fighting, and they started united, maintained peace and stability. And they have grown also. Similarly, if entire world, this is now entire world, 193 countries, now one ruler and one ministry. Visualize how it is going to be. As of now, it is not going to happen. When Germany unification happened, no German king was ready to give their power to this one king. No one is ready. They wanted to preserve their kingdom. They are ready to even fight with the person who want to unify also. Same is the case now currently is going on. Now India, Pakistan under one prime minister. Imagine how difficult to visualize today. But it is going to happen in future, definitely. When people realize the importance of unity, automatically it is going to happen. These many kings were there. They also not ready to surrender them. But later, for the sake of greater good, when it comes to British quit India, after they quit India, India was having 565 states like this. For the sake of unity, under the leadership of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, all got unified into India. For the greater sake, same is the case. It's bound to happen one day, but it appears almost impossible today. This is the reason for creating United Nations, moving towards like this. So today, USA president want to command, but tomorrow, US president will be one of the member of any other country. USA will not be happy to surrender it. China not happy to surrender it. But one day, that is the idea. So that people need not to fight. Resources will be shared. And so that as a humanity, Here, as a German people grow, as Indians people will grow, like as a humanity, people will grow. No need to fight. That ministry is this United Nations Security Council. But before they act upon, someone should debate the issues, someone should understand the issues. In case of India, like there is a parliament. Parliament bring the law, they pass the laws, and the executive will execute them. Similarly, for world governance also, like a global government, like a global parliament also must be there. That is UN General Assembly. General Assembly. All the 193 members are equal. They vote on equal footing and they come to the conclusion what should be the, if whatever majority decision, depending on that. Parliament came, executive came. Now global judiciary. Now every country is having executive, legislature, judiciary. Executive, legislature, judiciary. Executive, legislature, judiciary. That's what the state organs. Now think, visualize at the global level. United Nations level. United Nations is a very big organization. So many wings are there, but visualize in this simple format. Then it becomes easy. Rest of the issues automatically will understand. Global judiciary. International Court of Justice. If there is International Court of Justice, then automatically International Court of Justice, judges will be there. Now, who will give the judgment? International Court of Justice. If there is any kind of justice, judiciary for the globe, executive for the globe, parliament for the globe. Why? Fundamental idea behind United Nations is to see entire globe as a single unit, not these many units. As of now, it appears almost impossible for this because everywhere people are fighting. Israel and Iran, Saudi Arabia, Iran have disputes, India, Pakistan, China having disputes with neighbors, and Russia is having disputes with neighbors, USA having enmity with many countries. It appears as if, how come when these many enemies are there, how they will come together under one government, one parliament, and one judiciary? Before Germany's unification also, same dilemma Germans were having. Before Italian unification also, same dilemma Italians were having. Same dilemma was there in case of India also when 565 kingdoms were there. So many regional kingdoms were there in India. Happened? Humanity has seen unity. For the sake of greater good, in humanity is going to evolve. They will keep certain issues aside. One day they are going to form this unified governance. United Nations is all about that particular idea. It appears as if it's an idea only, idea stage, but one day in future it is going to happen. When there is a common enemy, people are going to come together. Like in case of Hitler, when he is the one, communism and capitalism both were against each other. But both capitalist and communist came together to fight against Hitler. Now, what are the common enemies now? The nature of the enemy changed. Environment degradation, climate change. Climate change. Now, if climate change take place, climate has no borders. This climate is for entire globe. Now, if they get disturbed, whole humanity, whether it is USA, very rich person affected, African, poorest of the poor person get affected, India, poorest of the poor, richest of the rich, also get affected because of this. Now, one day they are going to bound to come together. But that's how, as the common enmity increases, common enemies increase, now we are fighting against the nature. Now, we humans fought against humans since ages fighting. World War I is seen, World War II also seen, and now also global conflicts are going on between people. But there is a bigger danger. that species level danger. That means one day humanity itself is going to extinct if we fight or if climate take revenge against humanity. If we don't respect climate and climate change takes place and human species will perish. Now, who will be there? And who will be called USA? Who will be called India? Who is called Russia or China? When there is no humanity at all on the earth. The common enemy is going to be like this. That's why, what is the goal of United Nations now? Sustainable developmental goals. Sustainable developmental goals. It talks about wherever poverty is there, that creates violence, remove poverty. Wherever climate change takes place, it creates resource crunch and again violence, remove that. Not only about the political level, it's about the root level, that removing poverty. Wherever ignorance is there, people is to fight. Remove that ignorance, promote education. Wherever diseases spread, entire humanity perish, then you remove the diseases, healthcare. Health, education, climate change, poverty removal, gender empowerment. These are all now sustainable developmental goals. And these sustainable developmental goals are the common goals of entire humanity. SDGs. 17 goals are there. Global governance. Now, this is how sustainable developmental goals. Getting it? A very, very simplified manner I am explaining United Nations. Since 1945, the effort of United Nations is to create global governance, global government, global parliament, global judiciary. It appears very difficult for this moment, but that is how humanity is moving towards. Now, if I summarize our world history series, before Renaissance, it was almost impossible to question the church, but that happened. It was impossible to cross Atlantic Ocean. People crossed. It is almost impossible to cross troposphere. Now, humanity is crossing troposphere and entering into space, entering into Mars also. Impossible to set foot on the space on moon. It happened. Now, many things which humanity has never imagined. Existing knowledge limits the human imagination. But when you break it, that imagination will become reality. United Nations is also going towards that direction. Now, remaining organizations. Remaining organization, one organization will be there for the promotion of economy. One organization will be there to promote education. One organization will be there to promote science and technology. One organization for the healthcare. Example, education, science and technology, UNESCO. Healthcare, World Health Organization. Then ECOSOC. Likewise, think entire global humanity as a single unit and for the welfare of the people. Ultimately, why Hitler emerged? When Germans were poor. Because of this, when he gives speeches that Jewish people are taking their employment, now poor people got attracted towards this radicalism. Now people wanted such kind of leader. Now you remove poverty from the world, then automatically such kind of leaders will not emerge. Why people are moving towards terrorism? In some countries, terrorism became an industry. Why? Despite people know that if they enter into terrorism, they are going to die. They will never return home. Still people go there. Why? Again, their family members, they want to survive and also they want to help their family members. They want to lift their family members from poverty. They are going to join. Anyway, they are fighting with poverty. Let us go and fight. And this terrorism is used for political reason. Major targets of terrorism are the poorest of the poor countries, like in African countries, Afghanistan, Pakistan. India also, poorest of the poor people only get attracted towards this. Otherwise, not. Remove poverty. Then you can eliminate this. You see this global governance. In humanity, people mobilized when people were less educated. United Nations talk about that. When there is a hunger, remove that. When the border disputes are there, create diplomatic channels so that there will be a mechanism to resolve it. That diplomatic channel is United Nations. That's what. Now, when it comes to UPSC question, there is a reformation required in this ministry. That is UN Security Council. That ministry means at that time India was a colony, but today India is an independent country representing 1.4 billion people. But India is not represented in a Security Council. Is it justified? When it comes to Latin America is having these many countries, these many people are there, not even a single country represented in United Nations Security Council. Is it justified? Is it having any kind of parallel? Now, again, in the past, why French Revolution happened? When common people have no representation in the King's Council, people revolted and they told, we are the real French people. When 98% of the people, when 95% of the people are not represented in King's Council, then why should we listen to King and his ministers? His ministers are talking about only nobles and feudal lords, not about common people, because we are not represented. Why should we listen? And if this will say, if we are not there in United Nations Security Council, why should we listen to UNSC? And no one is represented in this, why should we listen to UNSC? No one is represented in this, this much population is there, then why should we listen? We will take our own decisions. Now, if everybody decide like this, then what is the purpose of United Nations? That's where United Nations, India, and supporting the countries from Brazil, South Africa, India, Japan, they all come together. They say, Germany, they come together and they say that you have to change. Otherwise, if people feel grievances, if people felt that if there is no redressal mechanism against their grievances, then people will not listen to United Nations, and United Nations collapse. If United collapse, like League of Nations, once again wars will take place. If there is no rule-based administration, and once again, human beings, if there is no law, if there is no rule, if there is no constitution, humans are equal to animals. The difference between humans and animals is coming from this only. Otherwise, humans will behave animals, they keep fighting. And if, like animals keep fighting, animals are not ruling the world, humans are ruling the world. Because we evolved to this. Again, if we go back to the animal stage, and now we will also like animals. But when it comes to real animal and humans, animals only will emerge. Because if you fight with chimpanzee is having more power, humanity will not have that as an individual. But why we are able to control chimpanzee? Because humans are able to use their brain power and developed guns. They need not to even go to the chimpanzee and they will shoot chimpanzee. You see this? Tiger, lion, they are afraid of humans because not because of the physical strength. Physical strength wise, real animals are more powerful than, many animals are there more powerful than humans. But we are the only animal who is using the brain power. Now, if there is no such law and there is no such constitution, people behave like animals, then there is no point. When nature given brain, then we will not use the brain. Again, we will go like animals. Again, we will behave like normal animals and fighting. Whatever progress we have created so far, it is going entire waste. That's why Albert Einstein used to say that, I don't know with what weapons World War III is going to happen, but World War IV is going to happen with the sticks and stones, because that is how, with the stones and sticks, that is how the Stone Age people were fighting. So simply, we lose our libraries, we lose our computers, we lose our completely entire knowledge. If people don't know knowledge, if they don't know progress, then again they behave like a Stone Age, hunting and gathering. So with that, we will end this chapter. That should not happen. We entire humanity should see as a single unit so that less conflicts will be there. Rule-based global governance will be there. No person should die with hunger. Everybody should have decent quality of life, good standard of living. Freedom, rights should be there. Freedom should be there. Freedom from hunger, freedom from injustice, and inequality should be reduced, so that every person will have decent life and they have the potential and also have the opportunity to achieve whatever a person wants to achieve. That is the goal of United Nations. That's what the major goal, and efforts are going on like that. Wherever conflicts are there, UNSC Security Council, UN General Assembly try to resolve it. And in the past, many places that conflicts UN tried to resolve. In Africa also, in Europe also, in Asia also, in Latin America also, through peacekeeping mission. United Nations is still working. All right. So that is the main goal. For a period of time, UN is going to achieve that. With this, we have ended this particular chapter, that is United Nations. All right. Please go through one by one. Now we are almost about to end the World History series. Thank you. Thank you very much.